Hello, my name is Lightning Hearts. Much love to anybody that clicked on this video. This is just going to be a honest, real talk on how I feel about game developers lowering the skill ceiling and overall lowering their mechanics to appeal to a casual demographic. Because, in my opinion, I don't think that's a good way of selling your game. But before I get into this little tantrum, I'm going to throw in a little disclaimer. If I happen to stutter or if I happen to mix-lap my words, forgive me. This is all the top of my head, the top of my dome. This is just raw emotions and my raw opinion. And this is honestly a one take. So, because I don't like editing. So, yeah, that being said, let me dive right into it. The developers need to get out of this mindset of lowering the skill ceiling or just overall making games easier. And in this case, for example, I'm going to be talking about Overwatch, Call of Duty, Cold War specifically, and modern day fighting games. For the Overwatch example, let me say this. Overwatch was a great game. And you can argue Overwatch did poorly because of its toxic community, but in my opinion, what really made Overwatch go into that downslide was that Blizzard kept introducing or kept adding characters that lowered the skill ceiling. And what I mean by that is when Mergetta, the girl with the shield in Overwatch, when she came into play, she was able to combat most of the DPS, and she had no skill of it was no skill using that character, and she was able to combat high level players. And who else? Moira, Symmetra, Torbjorn, a little bit of Bastion. Like, these characters just made the game that annoying to play because it took no real skill to play them. And you can argue that's in almost every single game, but with people using those characters, it was like, damn. It was like no real, I guess, value in what you were doing. And I'm not saying there shouldn't be easy characters in games in general, but easy, powerful character is always going to be a problem because everybody can pick up that said character and just overall annoy the people that you're playing with. Call of Duty. Call of Duty has always been an easy game, but since Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, since they had this thing with skill-based matchmaking, and you can even argue that this was in Modern Warfare, it just became annoying because they basically segregated the community to where if you're new, you're in a safe space, and if you're a veteran or overall a good player, you're fighting sweats. And that wasn't fun for, I guess, for the upper tier or the good players. Because if you're fighting someone of your skill level at the end of the day, you might as well consider that a ranked match. It was like no real point of even having that, because but back in the day when Call of Duty was all about, okay, I'm just gonna hop in the game and whoever I fought, whether they be bad or good, I could just overall enjoy the game because now I'm not dealing with people on a higher scale of using the same cheap shit over and over and over again. It was like, you know, you're you're lowering the skill gap and you're making games simpler for the casual audience. But mind you, that any person that's introduced something is always going to be a beginner, and they have to learn how to get better at that specific thing or that set thing. You lowering the skill ceiling, are you using a game as a or simplification, or are you lowering the game as a means of a marketing scheme to boost up your game's ratings? Is not a good thing at all. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense that people of the past or people now always look back to games of the past because you generally had to learn the shit that you were doing in the game, and was no problem with that. What happened nowadays to where developers have such low, I guess, belief in the player's ability to where you have to make things easier? You get what I'm saying? And if I'm moving on from Call of Duty, if I'm going into modern fighting games, just them simplifying fighting games in general is not helping either demographic. And let me give you my reasons why. If I'm going to throw an example, let's talk about Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear Strive is arguably easy. Whether you're a newcomer or a veteran, it's an easy game to get into and relatively an easy game to learn. But the problem with that game is it's easy to do and the combos or the damage is insanely high. So in this case, when you're fighting people, especially since someone that knows what they're doing, it's like you're not making the game fun for anybody. Because everyone can basically pick up the same shit or do the same shit that you're doing at a relatively quick time. So developers are like, yo, we're gonna simplify this game so casuals is not intimidating to casuals to get into that game. And it's like, no, you gotta stop that. Just make the game easier to understand. Give your game more context or what is it? Forgive me. Give your game more content, and just overall more fun shit in the game so there's more of an incentive to come back to the game. It doesn't make sense why they're using that, yo, the game is easier, buy the game. Like, that's not a great marketing scheme. Oh yeah, we're gonna make the game easy to play. Well, what's fun about the game? Okay, we get that point. Is there cool, dope shit? Can I customize my character? Is the internet good? Is the game not buggy on release date? Like, a lot of those aspects that developers are obviously ignoring with the fact that, oh, the game is easy. If I'm going into BlazBlue cross tag, the game was very easy, but was it fun is the main thing. Guilty Gear, the game is easy and the damage is high, but is it fun to a lot of people? Melty Blood Lumina, the new fighting game, or I guess the recent fighting game that came out. The game is simple, but is it fun? That's the real thing about it. Overwatch was a fun game, but when they added or introduced those characters, it made the game that annoying. Because they can bulldoze over any type of mechanical skill that you come to develop over the years or over the time of you playing that game. Call of Duty was a fun game, but since I'm fighting players of my skill level or players that are just overall sweats and have probably 2.0 KDs, I'm fighting shit that I generally don't want to fight unless I'm loading into a ranked match. Shit like that to me just doesn't make sense. So what I feel developers need to do, or what my solution on this problem is just give your game more content for players to come back to, and just overall make the game easier to understand. And we have communities in this day and age, and especially YouTube, to where people can tell you, okay, this is what you need to do, and this is how you learn it. I feel like whatever type of game, like imagine this, right? And I know I'm going off topic, but imagine Dark Souls, right? How would you feel if a game that is supposed to be hard, that they decrease the difficulty just to appeal to people that weren't willing to learn the game? If that makes sense. It would piss off a lot of players. Because now you're like, the blueprint that everyone came to love and enjoy is getting ruined and overall messed with, because they're gonna deal with an audience that might not even stay with the game because the way they're marketing it is not fun, if that makes sense. But that's just my general take and my general opinion on the matter. If you stuck with me to the end of this video, much love to you yet again. But let me do a little promotion. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you fuck with the content heavy, please considering subscribing. If you have anything you would like to share in the comment section below, please do, by all means. I would love to read what you have to say or what people have to say. But that being said, I hope everyone has an amazing day, and thank you for watching.